First ever victory over his former friend, not just former friend, former best friend. That was some of the emotions that you were talking about, Tony, that during the pandemic, Kyle Fletcher and Mark Davis, they found themselves basically stuck in England. And Will Ospreay, he opened his home to them. He allowed them to basically crash at his place for an indefinite period of time. Fletcher had no idea of when he would be heading home, if he could be heading home. That's right now. He had the advantage on Ospreay, but Ospreay flected his way out for the chop to the chest. Now Fletcher charging in, leapfrog up and over the top. Bypass from Fletcher, went for the kick. Roll up, no. Fletcher to his feet, swinging a miss. Cutter attempt at Fletcher. He's looking for that brain buster. Wow. Men showing barely a half count there as Fletcher taking himself out of play. Both men showing here in the early goings now just how well they know one another.
Yeah, seamlessly 1-2 moves ahead in the human game of chess, as the late great Gordon Solie used to refer. Certainly Fletcher doing the right thing here, slowing things down.
And Tony, I mentioned that Kyle Fletcher finishing atop the Blue League in the 2024 Continental Classic. 12 points of a possible 15. Only one loss in the tournament. And he picked up wins and points over the Beast Mortal, Shelton Benjamin, Kazuchika Okada, and Daniel Garcia did Kyle Fletcher.
And the only loss was, of course, to Mark Briscoe.
And that came at about 19 minutes and 45 seconds.
Right.
It was just...
you know what they say, fellas, even a blind squirrel gets a nut from time to time.
Yeah, I know you would say something like that. Let's give credit where credit's due, that Kyle Fletcher is wrestling with an abundance of confidence, more confidence than when Fletcher first arrived here in AEW. I think you would say that.
I give Fletcher all the credit, all the accolades that he so rightly deserves. But if you're going to give accolades to Kyle Fletcher, you've got to give them to Don Callis as well, because he has steered this young man's career to success after success.
Well, I'll use a Virginia term on you. We ain't got to do nothing. How's that sound?
Well, turning our attention back to the tournament results, Will Ospreay finishing as a Gold League runner-up. He started out and he ended the tournament strong as a cross chop on the windpipe. Fletcher, nothing friendly, nothing sportsmanlike about that shot, as Ospreay puts on the brakes, swinging a miss, and Ospreay sends Fletcher sprawling to the floor. As Ospreay now with his eyes on Fletcher on the floor, right in front of our broadcast position. And Fletcher knew what was coming. Ospreay, though, very nimble. Fleet-footed Ospreay leaping off the apron. The cannonball takes down Fletcher.
Incredible agility from the aerial assassin. Living up to the name. Look at that. Perfect landing, but a nice forward roll just to take away some of the momentum and not risk injuring his own knees.
And that's one of the things that makes Ospreay so unique. Not only does he make these sensational moves, but the landings are so good as well. It shows you the great body control that he has, or at least he had, until he got his taste kicked out of his mouth.
Back to Full Gear. Those ring steps. Whoa! That's Ospreay leaping over, now leaping off. Hurricanrana attempt, but Fletcher using his strength. And the power bomb on the ring apron. Those steps at Full Gear last month, Nigel, crucially came into play when Kyle Fletcher delivered a tombstone pile driver to Will Ospreay.
And it was incredible that Ospreay was able to continue. As we take a look now, this incredible physique on Kyle Fletcher. This man has grown from a young man with potential.
Back to live action. Fletcher just lawn darted Will Ospreay into the ringside barricade. And Fletcher wrestling this match with an abundance of confidence. And Nigel, you've competed twice in one night in tournament settings before throughout your career. Pacing yourself, avoiding injury is crucial.
Yeah, 100% certainly an injury early. Oh, look at that response. Yes, Ospreay not better. And Kyle Fletcher, oh, wait a second.
That guy was prepared.
But to your point, certainly, you've got to think you're in for a long night. You don't want to get injured early. But the counter is also true as well, because you play too defensively and you can get caught.
Will Clean. Yeah.
Busted open.
Look at that.
After being sent head first to that sturdy ringside barricade, and now the head bounced off the ring steps.
Despite my own personal reservations, Ospreay now with the red badge of courage.
That's going to make it tough for Ospreay, because I'm telling you right now, Kyle Fletcher is going to ramp up the offense here now. At least I would expect him to.
Yeah, and if somehow Will Ospreay is able to prevail here tonight, it definitely puts him at a disadvantage for a final round match against either Ricochet or perhaps the greatest tournament wrestler of all time, Kazuchika Okada.
Yeah, I said that Kyle Fletcher would ramp up the offense. He is doing anything but right now. This is the effect of Don Callis. Arrogance that's given to Kyle Fletcher, given in his game plan, it may come back to haunt him.
Well, is it perhaps, though, as these Kawada kicks brutally across the cut open.
The blood all over the boot.
He wants to show everybody. It's kind of want to show everybody the blood. And I'm telling you right now, it's a lot of blood coming out of Will Ospreay. A lot.
Kyle Fletcher maybe taking his foot off the gas here.
Yeah, I'm shocked. I really am. But then again, when I think about the arrogance that he has now, maybe I'm not so surprised.
Well, you might think when you're in there with someone, you start to see that blood flow. Oh, wait a second. Oh! No, certainly to your point there, took too long.
As Ospreay slipping out of the corner.
The longer this match goes, though, sorry for cutting you off there, the more blood that comes out of the head of Will Ospreay, the weaker he's going to get.
Ospreay got caught, and Fletcher, another long dart, this time into that middle turnbuckle. The cover, 2. And Ospreay able to kick out, but you see Ospreay.
Look at that face, my God. How much more can Ospreay take?
How much more can he take? And
oh, boy. Oh, he is. That's a gusher. Might be time to put Grandma to bed right now.
Yeah, you saw referee Paul Turner getting a very close look at that. How heartbreaking would that be for Will Ospreay to have this match end on a doctor's stoppage or a referee stoppage?
If you're Will Ospreay at this point, you've got to try to end this one quickly. Yeah. So much easier said than done, certainly when you're in the ring with a man with the caliber of Kyle Fletcher.
Ospreay had a very hot start to the tournament, picking up back-to-back victories. Juice Robinson, Claudio Castagnoli, closing it out with a victory over Brody King, but a lull in the middle, suffering back-to-back losses, dropping 6 points against Ricochet and against Darby Allin. And of course, we have to give our best wishes to Darby Allin, who was brutally attacked on Rampage last night by Jon Moxley and the Death Riders.
That was horrifying. And you know what, Stowe, is this? Doc Sampson reached for his bag. He reached for his bag. He's looking at this as well. How about this for an opening match to a pay-per-view, guys? Holy smoke.
Ospreay trying to blink the blood out of his eyes. And Nigel, as that flows down into his eyes, it's stinging, but it also inhibits the vision of Ospreay.
Certainly can blind. It covers up your retina. Now Ospreay battling back.
That hunting drop sends Fletcher down. Ospreay now kicking things, or picking up the speed as he now sends Fletcher into the turnbuckle with a high boot. You know, drops the Protostar.
Right now, Excalibur, Ospreay's wrestling with one eye. One eye is shut because all the blood flowing down.
Cover. Standing Sky Twister press, only a 2 count.
See that?
Yeah, you can see he's trying to wink that blood out of his eye.
This is garish, yes, certainly. Ospreay might help himself by wiping his face on the apron or something just to kind of clear up his viewpoint. As we can just watch here, still able to hit this twisting splash and back to live action.
Oh, kick to the knee. Fletcher's body language seemed to indicate a thrust kick to the jaw. Ospreay prepared for it, but paid the price with a counter. Stun dog millionaire from Will Ospreay.
That was spectacular. That was absolutely spectacular. He was able to pull. That was Ospreay. He was going for the
Oscutter. Half and half suplex. Ospreay's momentum carried him through up to his feet. Now Kyle Fletcher picking up speed. Oh my God. Standing Spanish fly. Near leg is hooked, and Fletcher able to kick out.
Let's have another look at this. Again, incredible agility given, as you can see now. Will Ospreay not 100%. Again, able to execute reflex action with the hook of a leg. Close.
But Nigel, if Will Ospreay empties the tank here tonight against Kyle Fletcher in pursuit of a victory, he's got nothing left for either Okada or Ricochet in the finals.
You've answered your own question there. Ospreay, as I said, he's got to try to put Fletcher away quickly, get in the back, get some liquids inside himself.
And dare I say, this is exactly what becoming the Continental Champion is all about. Pushing yourself to the limit even when you got blood flowing down in one eye.
Chop to the chest, staggers Fletcher back down to a knee.
What makes this tournament so special, so spectacular?
You see the back of Kyle Fletcher spattered with a blast of Ospreay.
Is that
By the end of this match, this is going to look like a murder scene.
Ospreay invited the chop and just holds himself open for Fletcher. Now, is this smart, Nigel?
Well, if you're certainly Ospreay, this is just going to lengthen the match. You do not want a war of attrition when you are bleeding claret. Blood carries oxygen. Oxygen gives you energy, and without one, you lack the other.
Look at this scene right here. Look at this.
Yeah. Oh, the kick intercepted. Ospreay knew it was coming. Come around the corner with the heel, and now Ospreay swinging a miss. Fletcher. No, Ospreay falls through. Powerbomb. No, Fletcher finds his feet. Powerbomb. Ospreay escaped. Fletcher. Oscutter connects. 1, 2, no!
That was the big shot right there. Let's see if we have something else.
You can see everybody come out of their feet. They thought it was over. Perfect execution. Watch the jaw of Fletcher.
Oh, but back to live action. Ospreay was lining up for the hidden blade. Fletcher caught him with it, and now again the reversal poison Rana. Fletcher out on his feet. No, he's not. Hidden blade from Kyle Fletcher.
I never thought I would see that from Fletcher, but he executed it perfectly, Nigel. Wow! Look at him standing here in Orlando.
An incredible display of vociferous reaction. The epitome of AEW, where the best wrestle. We are just getting started. The first match of what is going to be an incredible pay-per-view.
Yeah, one of these two guys are going to have to go back, patch up, get ready for another match against either Ricochet or Okada. How about that?
Now, head-to-head, Fletcher and Ospreay.
God almighty. What's he?
The headbutt.
Not sure that
trying to test that Billy Goat moniker that Will Ospreay wears.
Now there's blood streaming down the face of Kyle Fletcher. I'm not so sure that is Ospreay's or not.
Battering ram headbutts.
Good God! Oh my God!
Now electing the shoulder tackle. Fletcher left his feet and paid the price.
Holy smokes! What did we just watch?
We watched
Battle of wills.
Two guys running at each other.
And we watched some masterful counter wrestling there by Will Ospreay. He now has Kyle Fletcher in the corner, charging in. Fletcher, the roll-up, the hand on the ropes. Ospreay. And Fletcher got caught red-handed. He got away with it during the group stage of the tournament.
Sure did.
But now, referee Paul Turner.
He got away with a lot.
Oh,
Fletcher, got to be careful.
And wiped him out. 1, 2, no! Fletcher barely escapes.
Give it to the 26-year-old Fletcher for coming out of that.
And Ospreay pushing forward. He will not be stopped.
Oh, Fletcher, I believe he pulled Paul Turner into the pad.
He sure did.
Of Ospreay, the thrust kick as Ospreay staggered. High boot in the corner. Brain. Buster! Fletcher! 2! No!
Closest near fall yet.
Just a running knee strike by Kyle Fletcher. The elevated power. Bomb. Liger bomb. 2. Again. Kyle Fletcher denied a spot in the finals. Just barely.
Could not Excalibur get the legs across the shoulders. And I understand why, the physicality that he has suffered at the hands of Ospreay. I understand it.
You see the hatred etched on the face of Kyle Fletcher as he's now closing in again on Ospreay. Ospreay nearly went down of his own accord, but Kyle Fletcher held him up there.
Yeah, you're right. Ospreay cannot even stand up here, Excalibur.
Ospreay weakened. Oh, no, couldn't even get his hands up to defend himself.
Fletcher charging in with that kick.
Fletcher hits the brain buster here. Got to be over.
The brain buster. No! Around the counter. Fletcher countered again. Ospreay.
Here comes.
Pass. 1, 2, 3. Will Ospreay has just earned a spot in the final match of the 2024 Continental Classic.
Unbelievable win, unbelievable effort, perseverance.
Well, you better believe it. Will Ospreay is becoming synonymous with a standing ovation.
And you know what? Pat on the back to Kyle Fletcher, too, man. He gave it his all as well. And he may be out of this tournament, but you're going to hear a lot more from Kyle Fletcher in 2025, no doubt.
Kyle Fletcher, to that point, Tony, you've got to tip your cap to him, the overall points leader of either league. And Ospreay seeming to indicate that they are 1-1 after Fletcher's victory at Full Gear. Ospreay's victory here tonight. That's Kyle Fletcher seething, Nigel.
We understand why, on more than one occasion, Don Callis' proto-star within a split second of scoring the second victory over Ospreay by the skin of his